Good evening. It's glorious out there. Welcome back to Dice and Bolts. This is the irregular series where I take a look at the various different RPGs on my shelves and give a rundown of the core mechanics, or the nuts and bolts, the dice and bolts of what makes them tick. And in the second of 3 videos this evening, a bit smoother that time, I'm taking a look at Daggerheart from Darrington Press. This is the one that's captured a lot of the easy to sway your 5e friends onto it, because it's got a lot of support from the folks at Critical Role, who's kind of published also through their store. Comes in a nice slipcase. You get a beautiful 300 odd page hardcover book and a lot of cards. So a game with cards. Of course I was going to get it anyway, but it's got some nice little features that's built into it. And the core dice mechanic runs something like this. If you want to take a swing at somebody, you roll 2d12 and you add whichever stat that you're using. So if you're using a finesse weapon, you would use your finesse stat. If you're using a might weapon, you'd use your might stat. But it could be that you have a magical staff that allows you to shoot just bolts of magical energy at people. That could use your intellect or your presence, based on what weapon it is that you've chosen. And there are weapons that use all of the 6 stats. It is important in the game that your 2 dice are different colours, because one of them will be your hope dice and the other one will be your fear dice. It also because it matters not just if you hit the target number, but it matters which one is the higher of the numbers. So if you roll, say if we're looking for a 15 to hit the lizard man, and the say the blue one is our hope dice and the red one is the fear dice. If we roll and we get, oh, crikey. Well, no, there's not quite. There we go. If we get that, 18, the hope dice is higher. So that is a success with hope, which means that you take a hope token, which is a storytelling mechanic that you can use to power additional effects, and you hit. You do what you need. If, however, it's the other way around, say we get that one there, so if we need a 14, we get a 15, but we succeed with fear, the storyteller will get a fear token. We still hit, but there will also be some other minor narrative bugaboos that go on with it. If we fail and the fear die is the highest, that's possibly one of the worst results, because not only do we not achieve what we have tried to do, but we have also triggered that fear mechanic, and it can incur stress, and it can incur additional narrative effects. However, if we if we fail with hope, we still get a hope point. We haven't done what we want. This is the yes, this is the no, but of that storyteller's axis. It also features an advantage mechanic, which runs that every advantage that you have gives you a 6-sided dice, which you add to your total. It doesn't affect the hope and fear side of things, but that, for example, against our 12 difficulty, that would be a hit. Still with hope, and again, if we'd done that, that would still be a mighty success, but still with fear. If we have multiple advantages, we roll multiple 6-sided dice, but we only take the highest one. Similarly, if we are rolling with disadvantage, we roll a 6-sided dice and we subtract that from the total. And if we have multiple disadvantages, we roll multiple 6-sided dice, take the highest one and subtract that from the total. However, that is just for the players, because it's an asymmetrical game. Storytellers, narrators, whatever you want to call, standard D20 plus an attack modifier versus the target's evasion. And if they have advantage or disadvantage, you know that mechanic, you roll an additional D20 and either take the highest or take the lowest. If you have multiple advantages, you roll multiple dice, so you just get a slightly higher pool. If you have multiple disadvantages, you roll multiple dice. And again, advantage and disadvantage cancel each other out. So there's the core dice and bolts of Daggerheart. Obviously the asymmetric GM rolling a standard 20-sided dice, nice and swingy, what we're all used to. But the players rolling 2d12 to make them feel that bit more heroic. And then d12s of different colours. So you are knowing if you are rolling and things go well as you doing what you wanted to do. Or if things take a sinister twist if you roll with fear. Roll well. I'll see you soon. Take care.